Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for y'all. So today we're going to be coming back to Pure Spright, or I guess the variant at least that has the Nimble engine. I've actually been playing with this one a little bit more than the variant that uses the Dark Beckoning Beast engine that we were using, pre-Shizu. And honestly, the main reason for that is that that package does take up a few more main deck slots. Not only do you need at least of course, the 3 Dark Beckoning Beasts, but also the 1 Calling of the Spirit Gates. I actually really like 2 in that deck. So the fact that you only need the 3 Nimble Beavers for the Nimble package is pretty good. And I think I'm going to keep trying out this variant here for the time being. This is the same build as the last time we featured the deck. We're still on 3 Triple Tactics talents, and I like the idea of 2 Dark Ruler No Mores still. I want to do a little more testing, particularly to see how good Dark Ruler No More actually ends up being in this current metagame. The theory is that it's pretty good against not only the mirror match of other Spright variants, be it Pure or Runic, being able to negate and shut down everything on their board, but on top of that, it's also pretty good against the Shizu decks, particularly stuff like Adamantipator that ends on a huge board with a ton of negates. So again, the idea is that we're being able to shut down both of those boards with Dark Ruler No More. We were using evenly matched beforehand. I think that's a little bit better against particularly Spright than Dark Ruler No More. However, when you factor in all these big inboards from stuff like Adamantipator, where they've got like a Baron and a whole bunch of other stuff out, maybe something like a Dragite as well, we need to be able to have an effect that is not going to get stopped by those. So that's where I think Dark Ruler No More could potentially be a bit better in this meta. One thing I've been kind of wanting to do in general more often is do more of these live game videos. So normally, of course, I just show the replays from a duel. But when I have the time to, I like to also record some games of me playing live as well. So I figured Pure Spright was a pretty good deck for me to do that with, because I very often see people ask things like, how does Pure Spright like actually get its kills? It doesn't seem like you end on the boss monsters with your end board. So what do you actually do? And I've said before in a lot of videos where I talk about Spright that the main kind of like skill testing aspect of the deck tends to be how you use the interactions that you set up on turn 1. And yes, we're not ending on necessarily any like huge, like giant boss monsters that are tough for our opponent to get over. We can do that if we want to go like something like IP Avramax on our opponent's turn, but more often than not, we're going to use IP to go into a Knightmare Unicorn, and then using a combination of that, as well as stuff like the Spright Red, the Spright Smashers, so on and so forth, to disrupt our opponent and stop them from really getting any meaningful foothold in the game there. And that's really how the deck tends to win, more than just like, again, putting out a huge monster. The deck is, of course, also capable of OTKing, both on a clear board with the use of Cat Shark, and because we're still on Diagusto Phoenix, we can actually OTK through a decent amount of monsters as well. I said it before last time, and I will say it again. I'll keep saying it, honestly. Diagusto Phoenix, hugely underrated in this deck. Definitely not enough Pure Spright players are playing this card, in my opinion. Is it a staple? No, I don't think it is, but I do think that it's better than stuff. I think it's better than Downerd. I've made that case quite a few times, but yeah, I'm still very much liking Diagusto Phoenix in this extra deck here. So I'm going to keep playing it. One slot, or I guess a couple of slots I have thought about changing up are possibly the Nibiru and the Infinite Permanence. I do actually still like Nibiru in this format, but it's also a card that can kind of be dead sometimes, so I kind of go back and forth on how I feel about it. And right now, I'm just not in a place where like, I'm like, Nibiru might be a bit meh, but the Imperms as well. Although I will say Imperm is definitely still better than Valor. I was actually looking at some of the Pure Spright decks that got top in the cut in the last MCS, which is week 7 at the time of recording this, and they were actually on 3 Valor and 3 Imperm, which is a little surprising to me. I don't think Valor is particularly good in this meta, but I mean, obviously they did put up some good results with it, so I could be wrong about that. I'm particularly still on the PSY-Framegear Gamma. Gamma's still amazing against the mirror match, against Spright decks, and being able to negate any monster effect, not just one on the field, is also fairly relevant against a lot of these Shizu mill decks as well. So, yeah, I've been liking the Gamma a lot still. Like I said, the build hasn't changed at all, but I don't think it's needed to in between the time I last played this deck and playing it now. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and break it down card by card like we always do, and then we'll go ahead and jump into some live games. So, we're playing 1 PSY-Frame Driver, 3 Swap Frog, 1 Ronintoadin, 3 Maxx, 2 PSY-Framegear Gamma, 3 Nimble Beaver, 3 Spright Blue, 3 Spright Jet, 1 Spright Pixies, 1 Spright Red, 1 Spright Carrot, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Nibiru the Primal Being, 2 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Triple Tactics Talent, 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, 2 Spright Starter, 1 Spright Smashers, and 3 Infinite Impermanence to round out the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we're on 1 Diagusto Phoenix, 1 number 65 Djinn Buster, 1 Sky Cavalry Centurea, 1 Cat Shark, 1 Onibimaru Soul Sweeper, 2 Gigatic Spright, 1 Salamangreat Almiraj, 1 IEP Masquerena, 2 Spright Elf, 1 Knightmare Unicorn, 1 Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avramax, and then finally 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Alright, that's going to go ahead and do it for the list. Now let's look at some games. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be doing some live gameplay here. I'm going to hop into Diamond 1 and just see what we end up queuing against. Hopefully we won't have somebody who surrenders very easily. That is something I'm a little concerned about playing against Diamond 1 players, but I don't usually have too much of a problem getting good games in regardless, so hopefully that'll be the case here as well. As you saw, we won the coin flip, and let's take a look at our hand here. Not bad. It could be better, but it also could always be worse as well. So, looking at my hand, I'm going to start by just normal summoning this Ronintoadin here, just to get a level 2 monster on the board. Doesn't look like my opponent has a response in the form of like Maxx or something like that. I'm actually going to put Spright Carrot down before blue, just in case they've got something like an Infinite Impermanence, but I'm going to go into blue here next. Doesn't seem like they have any response. Priority isn't getting passed to my opponent at any point here, so I could special Jet now, or I could wait after I Gigantic. I'm going to Gigantic first, because if I summon Jet now, then Gigantic will be the 5th summon, and that can get Nibiru'd. But we've summoned 3 monsters so far, so if I summon Gigantic as my 4th, then activate Gigantic's effect, then my opponent won't be able to drop a Nibiru on this if they've got that. So let's go ahead and detach the material. I'm going to detach Ronintoadin here. It doesn't really matter, but it could potentially. And then here I'm going to special summon Swap Frog. We've already got our Spright package going, and the Nimble Beavers don't do anything when special summoned, so let's go ahead and special the Swap Frog. You would want to do this anyway, and normally if we didn't open Ronintoadin, we'd send it with his first Swap Frog, but we can still use Swap to send yet another Swap, and that's pretty good because we can get more summons off the Ronin there. Gonna go into the Spright Elf next. Let's go ahead and use Swap Frog and Gigantic Spright. The Spright Carrot I actually could have placed in a better zone, potentially. Maybe in the middle here, but I don't think it's really gonna super matter. I'm gonna throw out the Jet now and activate the effect. So, Jet, a lot of the time, it's a good idea to grab the Smashers, but here I'm actually gonna get the Starter, because I want to get Spright Red on this board as well. And in fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now with the Starter. We're already 2 locked because of the Gigantic Spright, so it doesn't really matter that we're using Starter now. By 2 locked, I mean we can only special summon level rank and link 2 monsters for the rest of this turn. Now I'm going to activate Spright Elf, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get back the Swap Frog. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to use Swap Frog to send the last copy from my deck to the graveyard. Do be mindful of how many Swap Frogs you've got in your deck as you're doing this, because you'll still get the prompt to activate the effect, because you can actually send Swap Frogs from your field to the graveyard as well, so don't want to be doing that. Yeah, here I don't think it really matters what I use as materials, so I'm just going to go ahead and make an IP using Swap Frog and Jet. I guess what I meant by that is that it doesn't really matter if I use Jet as a material there. I was thinking if I could summon Djinn Buster, but I don't think I have a way to get another Dark Monster, so we'll go ahead and activate the Ronintoadin, banishing one of our Swap Frogs. We'll still have 2 uses of it potentially for next turn. And yeah, I'm just going to set this call by and then go ahead and pass. This is a very ideal turn 1 end board. We've got the Spright Elf, the IEP Masquerena, Red and Carrot for negates, and we have the Ronintoadin to be used as fodder for potentially the IP, the Red, or the Carrot. I'm going to flip my toggle to on. This is actually pretty important to do going into your opponent's main phase. Wow, we got hit by a Dark Ruler no more. That's brutal. Okay, so that's exactly why this card is as good as it is in this meta, because we didn't have a chance to respond to it, and now our entire board has been negated. So we're going to pretty much be relying on this call by and hoping that's going to be enough here, although I don't imagine that's going to be the case. The fact that my opponent's summoning a Zorora, That's pretty most commonly seen in Exosisters nowadays, so perhaps it's an Exosister hand that just doesn't actually have any Exosister action. Okay, so they get to add... No, yeah, yep, it is an Exosister deck. Okay, so they get to, yeah, special level 4 Spellcaster monster. So now they get to overlay, and they get to add in their Magistus monster. That's not really going to super matter here, but... the fact that they can go into a rank 4 is pretty... uncool. Although I don't know actually if the Exosisters, they need all the materials to be Exosisters or just one. I actually have no idea. If it's like, if it says 2 level 4 Exosisters or 2 level 4 monsters including an Exosister, I'm guessing it is the former because my opponent goes into Bizguska here in attack mode. They must be planning to Zeus us, which is not good. It's very not good. Battling over Carrot, that's interesting. Interesting that they didn't battle over this for some battle damage, 1300. I guess if they Zeus us, they're going to wipe our board, but at the very least they won't be able to do it again. Yep, here's the Zeus. Although, let's see here. I mean, we can't chain any of these effects. We'll chain the Called By, I guess. There's no reason not to. And... we'll do it on the Zorora. Again, this doesn't really matter, but there's no reason not to, like I said. Alright, so we're going to have to hope to top deck. I mean, top decking pretty much any level 2 monster would do it, so... to be fair, we have a lot we can top. Because we have the Ronintoadin with 2 uses in the graveyard, so we have 2 Swap Frogs to banish. And hopefully they don't set too many cards. There's one. Maybe another? They're definitely thinking here. I wouldn't mind it if they activated a monster effect for me to make Driver not a top deck. If they throw out Maxx during the draw phase here, that's also pretty good for me. Let's see what we top deck. Well, we topped our own Dark Ruler no more. That's actually not going to be enough. Yeah, let's see. Let me look at my graveyard. We only have the Ronin. We can't normal summon this. I'm actually just going to pass back to my opponent. We probably just lose this turn, but there's a chance we don't. If our opponent had to summon Zorora and then use that to special summon the one Exosister in their hand, they probably don't have another one. Okay, looks like they're just going to turn to attack mode and enter battle phase, hopefully? Ooh, okay. They've got a Vadis. That's definitely not good for me. There's the Sophia and the Irene. It's probably going to be enough for lethal, honestly. You know, actually, I can activate Gamma here, because this effect is activating. And then they won't have 2 level 4s, which is pretty good for me. And we also won't take battle damage, which is also pretty good for me. How much defense does Driver have? 0, but does it matter? No, I'll still summon both in defense mode. Summoning Driver would, in attack mode here would only mean I take 500 damage. But if I summon in defense mode, then I might still take 0. Oh no, they get to attach an extra material, that's right. Well, we have the Dark Ruler no more, so... I think I'd rather that than them get an Exosister or Xyz monster into play. I wonder what they attached. Oh, they're just gonna activate Zeus's effect now? That's so fine. What? That's completely okay. That was very... oh, they had a Martha in hand. That would do it. That would do it. Maybe they don't kill me this turn? Maybe they can't return ya? I mean, even if they can't, well, we do have the Dark Ruler no more, like I said. So, actually, we might actually still have this. If we top deck, again, any level 2 monster that we can normal summon, that might actually be enough. We got the Driver out of our deck, too, which is nice. There's that Returnia, though. Ugh. Yeah, that's rough. That's super rough. Yeah, even with Returnia, I really have a hard time. Oh, we're just gonna lose. Never mind. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and concede here because my opponent's got enough damage on board to lethal me. So, yeah, there's that first duel here. Did end up being a defeat, but I'm actually still going to end up keeping this because it was a pretty good showcase of what I was talking about during the profile, which is just how powerful Dark Ruler No More can be in this metagame. I was really hoping to, you know, for me to be the one resolving a powerful Dark Ruler No More to show that, but I guess this example is still fine enough. So let's go ahead and move on to the next duel here. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into our next game here. And coin flip says we're going to be going second this time. I'm actually pretty glad for that because I wanted to show some going second games as well, especially considering we're testing out the power of Dark Ruler no more here. No Dark Ruler, but we do have a Maxx in our opening hand. I'm just going to fire this off now during the draw phase. Even against a 60-card deck, which is a little bit less likely to run triple tactics talent, I think that's probably still generally a good thing to do. Hoping they don't have Gamma in their hand. That's not super duper likely. Okay, the Maxx resolved. That's really good. This hand's actually insane. Oh my god, if we'd gone first. Reasoning, huh? In a 60-card deck. Oh my god. I can't even begin to guess what level I should call here. What do I think it's going to be? I think it's most likely to be Eldritch. So I'll go ahead and say level 10. Okay, I should have said 2 apparently. It's what kind of Spright deck wants to play Reasoning? Okay, well they do get... The funny thing is I almost picked 2 to hit a Cyberstein. But I was like, nah, that's going to be Witchcrafter. Witchcrafter 60 cards Spright. What a brew. Holy moly. Alright. Activate the By Street. They didn't really mill any Witchcrafter cards though, so that's actually pretty good for me. So they pretty much have one Monster Negate and a back row card, and that's it. My hand is all gas. Holy moly, look at this hand. It's so good. That's actually this hand's actually ridiculously good, to be frank. I'm going to go ahead and start by special summoning the Swap Frog. I'll put it in this zone over here, discarding, of course, the other Swap Frog in my hand. And let's activate the effect and see if they negate this. I would love if they did. But there's no way you do here, right? There's no way Swap Frog is what you negate. It doesn't really matter what they negate. Oh, they actually had a spell to discard. Okay. Oh, no, they can use a spell from the field? Oh, yeah, look at that. You can use that effect instead. Okay, well, this goes to show that I know absolutely nothing about Witchcrafters. But before a scary effect monster comes on the field, I'm just going to go ahead and Spright Starter for my red right now. A Chain Patronus. Target one of your units, banish, shuffle, Witchcrafter spell. That's fine. I don't care about that. Alright, so we should be good here. Probably, hopefully. Probably, hopefully. They have to summon another level 2 monster if they want to keep their red live, so... Speaking of red, I'm going to go ahead and throw that down here in attack mode because we are going second. And yeah, now even if they have a Witchcrafter that's got a scary effect, I can just negate it. And Madame Vera definitely qualifies as a Witchcrafter with some scary effects. Get the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Yep, that's the one. That's the scary effect. Now, we actually haven't used our normal summon. It doesn't look like we're going to need it. So what I'm going to do is, just like in our first duel, I'm going to go ahead and return the Swap Frog to our hand with its own effect. And I'm just going to go ahead and plop it down for another normal summon. That'll give us yet another use of our Ronintoadin there. Alright, let's special summon a Spright Blue and activate the effect. And they just concede. Yep, pretty easy. So, I mean, I guess I'll keep that duel. That was a pretty quick win, though. It wasn't a particularly engaging game, but, yeah, we just kind of threw out Maxx and our opponent had to stop. I guess at the same time, that does at least show some insight as far as, like, the reasoning level call and, like, playing around our opponent's stuff, so on and so forth. But let's try and get a more, like, exciting game here. Alright, let's see if we can get another good game here. Guy27, I feel like I've fought against this person either in Diamond 1 or in the MCS before. That name sounds very familiar, but we want the coin flip, so I'll be taking the first turn here. No, I noted that their deck box was the Pendulum Magician. I wonder if they're going to be on a Pendulum deck. This hand is pretty good. Swap plus red is not a bad opening hand. Okay. I was going to say, let's see if they throw out Maxx right away. I'm going to start by normal summoning the Swap Frog. I should not have put it in the middle zone, but I think we're going to have to use this red as a material anyway, so I don't think it ends up super duper mattering here. Alright, special summon the red over here. Normally red is what I like to keep in the middle zone, so that's protected by Elf. swap in red to go into Gigantic. Since we already have our Swap Frog engine online, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the Gigantic Spright to summon Blue if it doesn't get negated. It is going to get negated by Ash Blossom. That's fine. But yeah, we don't know. Of course, we don't need to chain Maxx. Yeah, that's a little annoying, but definitely not the end of the world. I'm just going to go ahead and set the Imperm and the Smashers, and we'll pass back to our opponent who's on 50 cards. Okay, let's go ahead and fire off the Maxx here. Alright, cool. They didn't have I was gonna say a Call By and an Ash, but I tried to say both at the same time. So they're under Maxx for sure. We've got an Imperm, and then if we really need to, we can... Okay, they are on a Pendulum deck. We've got the Smashers as well. Oh no, but we don't have a Spright monster in our graveyard, so we can't actually use Smashers. That's actually unfortunate, but... I guess we're gonna have to hope Maxx plus Imperm is enough here. I was trying to rack my brain for a second if Ty Guy is somebody I actually know on like Discord or something. If that's the case, I apologize for not remembering you by name, but I think I've fought against them in like the MCS or Diamond 1 at some point before. That name just looks familiar to me. Okay, Pendulum Magician just doing hashtag Pendulum Magician things. Not super familiar with this deck's combos, so... Alright, I'm imagining is it the one that blows up the scales, and then yeah, this one, the Pendulum Magician, or Pendulum Sorcerer rather. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna Imperm the Sorcerer, right? The Harmonizing Magician summons one from the deck, but this is gonna add 2 cards. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I think Sorcerer is the negate here. Too bad Imperm doesn't also hit monsters in the same column. That'd probably be too ridiculous, though. Okay, so I bet they're going to go for a Baron with these two. Is that going to be the backup play here, I wonder? Oh, you know what? We have a Spright monster in our hand. We have Carrot, so we can actually activate Smashers if we want to. Do I actually want to here? No, because if I activate Smashers now, they'll just go for Electromite. I might actually Smashers the Electromite if that gets summoned. If they go for Baron here, then I can't really use Smashers, but I don't know if I'm super trying to necessarily get rid of this Carrot in my hand. It doesn't really matter. Okay, they are just going for Baron, looks like. I thought maybe they might go for Electromite. I guarantee you if I had activated Smashers, they would have gone for Electromite there. Yeah, we'll let Baron... Well, you know, they're probably going to blow up the back row. Oh? Oh, they're Tribute Summoned. Okay, I was like, wait, what? What uses just one Pendulum monster as a material? I was trying to figure that out. Alright, so it is going to be a battle here. Alright, that's fine. Let that go through. I'll take the 3,000. I'll let my Smashers get blown up. It's just going to have to happen. And then, here's the thing, though. Here's the cool thing. Once our opponent uses their Baron negate, we get to use Triple Tactics talent to probably just steal the Baron, and then probably just win that turn. Next turn. This upcoming turn. We have the live Ronin in our graveyard. The Swap Frog is actually a really good summon, too. Oh, please activate Baron. I was going to say, that would actually make my Gamma live, but there's no way they ever do there. Yeah, I still have a Swap Frog left in the deck, so I even get to send one when I normal summon this. So let's go ahead and start by doing that. I'm going to normal summon the Frog, activate the effect. I don't imagine they chain Baron's effect here. Yeah, there's no way. Alright. Send the Baron. What do we do next? We can use this Spright Carrot as a material because I don't have any back rows for us to want to negate. Basically, I want my opponent to proc Baron, but I want it to be on a relatively low impact summon. It's probably going to have to just be the Spright Elf, though. I don't really foresee how I can beat this out otherwise. Oh, you know what? Actually, wait a second. Maybe I can. What if I, like, What if I summoned Onibimaru Soul Sweeper? Okay, what if I activate Ronin, and then overlay those for Onibi? Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Let's activate Ronin, right? I'm gonna banish one of my Swap Frogs, and I'm gonna use Onibimaru Soul Sweeper to bait this Baron activation. And then once they do, I'm just gonna go ahead and steal it, blow up their monster, and then like, yeah, OTKing them from there just becomes trivial at that point. Plus, then I can still special Ronin and special Carrot, and then summon Elf, and then go into a Gigantic, etc., etc. It's pretty easy to win at that point, so. Soul Sweeper F, I'm going to detach the Ronintoadin, and I am going to target the Baron to force them to activate. Yep, there's the Baron effect. Now, let's see, once while this card is on the field, you can negate. I wonder if I can actually use the Baron negate effect. I can actually put that back in the deck. There's no reason for me to, though. Alright, let's go ahead and activate Triple Tactics Talon and win this game. Boom! I love this card so much. Yeah, give me this Baron. I'll put it right over here. Alright, let's activate Baron's effect. Blow up the driver. Okay, I don't get the chance to negate, but that's fine. We don't need to. Alright. Ronintoadin effect. Let's banish the Swap Frog. And I'll summon it here. Now we get to special summon Carrot. And now we go for the Elf, using Carrot and Ronin. I'll throw the Elf right over here. Elf effect. Nope, don't go to battle phase. Activate Elf effect. It doesn't really matter what I get here. I guess I'll just get red. Because I'm just going to take the Elf and whatever I brought back with it to go into a Gigantic. It's Gigantic. Let's go ahead and activate that. Of course, we're going to detach the red and not the Elf that's keeping its attack points doubled. We can go ahead and summon the blue here. And activate Blue's effect. That'll let us get Jet. We still have a Ronin in the grave we haven't used yet. This is just, I mean, it's so easy to find lethal here. Special Jet. Activate the effect. And we actually have enough attack points on board right now. So let me go ahead and add this starter. And then I'm just going to go ahead and move to battle phase. Let's go here. Boom. And Jet. And then blue for lethal. Alright, so there's another pretty solid game in there, but I think we could even do one more. So let's see if we can get one more good game in here. Alright, let's see if we can get one more at least decent game, if not a solid back and forth. Obviously more hoping for the latter. Christ Gemini is going to be our opponent. Looks like we lost the coin flip, and we're going second. That's fine by me. Would love to open Dark Rule no more, and hopefully have it be really good. That is a lot of the reason we're doing this testing here. No Dark Rule no more, but we did open another hand of Maxx and just a bunch of gas going second. So, you know, we'll definitely take that. Opponent's on 42 cards. Let's see if they haven't called by Ash Blossom. I was going to say that's the other obvious one there. So, looks like our opponent is going to get to combo uninterrupted on their first turn. But at the very least, we have a ton of gas here to hopefully be able to play through their entire board. Ooh, Foolish Barrel. That's pretty good. Thank God it's not a 60-card deck. Well, they could still be on something like Adamantipator. No, it's Heroes. Cool. Alright, we like playing against Heroes. Ooh, do we like playing against Heroes? Aren't they going to end on, like, Dark Law and Plasma? We're going to have to hope we top Dark Ruler no more here. Alright, now my opponent's going to get to do their very, very long and involved hero combo. And like I said, we don't have any real disruption here to stop it, so that's fine. We'll just have to endure, I suppose. I was actually thinking about making a hero combo guide, because I said I was going to do that, and then I never got around to it. And I actually had one of my patrons message me and, you know, point out that there's not really a great up-to-date hero guide for Master Duel right now. So if that's something you guys want to see in the comments, definitely let me know. And I'm probably going to just end up making that either way. But I remember when I was like building my hero deck for the alt account and like working on that deck profile and that deck in general, I remember encountering the same thing where there just was not like a whole lot of great combo guides for heroes that were like, I mean, there were good ones, don't get me wrong, for Master Duel, but they were like pretty much all entirely from like the start of the game. So yeah, you know, there's different, like, to be fair, that might not necessarily change what combos get played, because heroes haven't had like a whole lot of new support that's actually been a part of their like most competitive variant. They did have like all that Neo stuff that came out in the Miracles of Spright pack, but at the same time, yeah, that really is not used much at all in these kind of dedicated hero decks. Instant Contact is actually not bad in like other decks, but like not usually heroes as far as I know. So let's see. Yeah, again, I'm just trying to think. Okay, if they end, I mean, obviously if they end on Plasma, that's pretty bad. Dark Angel actually doesn't matter because I don't really have any spells. I don't need any to make plays here. So this is the other kind of like floodgate kind of effect they end on. But again, we don't really need spells to make plays here, so this should be fine. It's also really easy to link that away for like a Spright Elf or something. I think we can do that, right? Yeah, there's no restriction saying I can't use this as a material, so. I think Darklaw would mostly be fine as well. The Spright, no, Spright Pixies has ascended to the graveyard, right? Yeah, that might be an issue. Might be, actually, could still be fine. Maybe there's a world where we can battle. Well, I guess we'll see what ends up happening. Plasma's going to be the big one. Plasma, I don't really think we can play through. This Dark Angel should be fine. DPE should be fine as well. Actually, how fine is DPE? It should be fine, right? It doesn't negate Nimble Beaver. It can only pop one of them, so we'll have a level 2 to summon Blue and Jet off of. Wait, they activated DPE's effect now on their Link 2? Is that a part of a combo? I don't remember. Oh, that's to Dark Angel. Right. That's to have enough Destiny Heroes to Dark Angel. Okay, that's totally fine. Yeah, I'm really glad my opponent went out of their way to do that. Oh, beautiful. It's only DPE and Dark Angel. I was really hoping that was going to be the case. Alright, so we should still have plays here. My goodness, we even have a Dark Ruler no more for the DPE. That's nuts. Oh, but we have a Dark Angel, so we can't activate it right away. Ha! That actually did end up mattering. Should be fine, though. I'm just going to start by normal summoning the Beaver and activating the effect. Again, DPE doesn't negate. Ooh, but Ash Blossom does. Oh, this could be a problem. Oh, if they activate DPE now, that's a huge problem. There's no way they don't, though, right? If my opponent passes priority back to me. Yeah, there's no way they do. Ooh, that's a problem. No! They actually had the one exact card, Ash Blossom. I mean, it's not the one exact card. It was Ash Blossom in conjunction with DPE and Dark Angel. That's really rough. Ooh, that's pretty brutal. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to pass here. Wow, yeah. I was actually thinking that maybe this back row was gonna be Imperm and that's what was gonna mess me up, but no, it was just straight up Ash Blossom. Okay, so we actually do have the same problem next turn, unless we top deck another Nimble Beaver. Or Swap Frog. Swap Frog would also be a fine top deck. Oh, they didn't even get back DP, they got back Denier. Oh, they're always going to have a whole bunch of materials here because of Denier and Mally. Yeah, it's probably just over for us, but I'll make our opponent play it out. Alright, they're going to go for Cross Crusader. Wow, I can't believe we actually drew Dark Ruler no more, just like I wanted to. It was just the exact wrong scenario for it. You know what though? As always as ever, if I'm gonna show myself getting bodied by a deck, I am totally fine showing myself getting bodied by heroes. I am A-okay losing to my favorite deck. Wait, they're not just gonna battle here, right? No, yeah, of course they keep going here. I wonder... Surely they can OTK me, right? If they don't, If they don't, then it's actually just over for them. It's actually just over at that point, because they're going to have to get rid of the Dark Claw to, like, do damage. And then I can just Dark Ruler them. There's no way I survive this turn, right? Here's the thing. If we survive the turn, I think we just kind of unquestionably win. Maybe. It's going to really depend also on... Wait, do I actually know the card in my opponent's hand? I don't think I do. I think that's actually still a mystery. Yeah, that's still a mystery, so it could still be something. They have Honest Neos to add 2,500 attack points. That's still not enough here. They still need another 1,400 points of damage. Well, on top of that current board they had. Ooh, this... Oh, wait. Oh, Piercing. Nope, that's enough. Alright, yep. Well, that is definitely just going to be enough. So, GG's, Geminis. I thought that the Dark Angel plus DP wouldn't be enough, but it turned out to be... Well, plus Ash Blossom turned out to be enough. But again... We definitely don't mind taking an L to the heroes, so we will do so in stride here. GG's, as I said, and yeah, that's going to do it for the live games here. So even if I wasn't the one to resolve it, we did see a game where Dark Ruler No More hugely impacted our Spright board, so we did get to show that, as well as a couple of nice, solid games there. So that's going to go ahead and do it for the duels. I will try to do this more often when I can. No promises. Hopefully in the near future I'll get a little bit more time to, but time constraints are ultimately what it comes down to. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed some live duels. Let's go ahead and move now to our outro. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching all the way to the very end of the video like this. That means a whole lot to me. Not just personally, but it's also a great way of supporting the channel as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel in other means, you can of course feel free to comment and or subscribe right here on YouTube. I'm always looking to the comments section. You guys leave some pretty awesome feedback as far as like constructive criticism goes when it comes to deck building, gameplay, channel content, all that stuff. So feel free to leave your opinion down there. I will be sure to take a look at that there. And then subscribing is going to be the best way to get notifications of when these videos drop. That does happen every day, by the way, so if you're looking for daily Master Duel content, you've come to the right place. And there are more places where you can get some daily Master Duel content. If you check out the description below, follow the top link over to my Patreon page. There, for just $5 a month, which is as much as you pay for a booster pack, you'll find a lot more value than a pack full of filler over there. We've got some previews for content upcoming here on the channel. We've got some exclusive games that are only posted over on Patreon over there. We've got some Q&As, and then you can also have your name featured in this lovely credit sequence where I thank all of the people who are helping contribute over there on Patreon. It's a huge support to the channel, and it really means a lot as well. So thank you everyone who is donating that is featured here on screen. And again, you know, it's not just a pure donation, you do get some more daily Master Duel content over there just for being a part of the Patreon. But I think that's about all the time that I have for today's video. Once again, I just want to thank you so very much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. Again, it just means a lot, as I do put a decent amount of work into getting these videos out every single day. But that's about all the time that I've got for now, so without further ado, this is XLex. I'm signing out, and I hope you have a fantastic day.